That's a bit better. Greetings, everyone. it's it's Saturday night. It's 8:51, and I guess I'll start another show or start another live stream. I guess some days are better than others, so I guess we power through them and hope for the best. Because some people have their own Hurricane Katrina, some people have their own Afghanistan that they're experiencing. So I appreciate all the good comments, all the feedback that I've been getting. That has been pretty good. And I am promoting a tactical pin. It's a personal protection device or personal protection weapon. It is a functioning pen. You can unscrew it, you pull it apart, and you can use it as a pen. Also, a weapon. And what people don't know is you can take this with you, like into a courthouse or into a to an airport, any metal detector. You know, this you can take with you, and it's not considered anything dangerous. It just looks like a pin, but it acts like a stabbing weapon. And I recommend this because it's a lot better than putting your keys in between your knuckles. Because if you do that, you might risk bending the keys, breaking the keys, and you'll need your keys to get into your house, into your car, and also you risk cutting your fingers. If you put your keys in between your knuckles, um, you can, like if a guy's got a leather jacket or a thick jacket on, uh, you'll just probably bend your keys or break your keys, and you'll need those to get into your house or your car. And so this tactical pin, it really comes in handy because pepper spray doesn't always work in the rain. It doesn't work on someone who's drunk or on drugs, but this will give you it'll give you a big edge in a combat or in a self-defense situation because you can get yourself out of a headlock. You can get yourself out of a rear chokehold. I've heard that a rear chokehold is uh, the most used by criminals is the rear chokehold, and you can get out of a rear chokehold with this. You just basically stab them in the legs uh, with this. If they're holding you in a rear chokehold, they say put your fingers down in the bend of the arm when they're doing this in the rear chokehold. You put your fingers in like this, and you create an airway for yourself, and then you while you're hanging there like this with your hands or like this. It's hard to do it to myself, but you put your fingers down like this and you hold them down, like hold down like this and you lean, you pull yourself back so you can breathe. Then you take your pen in your hand and you start stabbing them in the legs and in the groin area, and that'll cause them to release you. And also uh, wrist grab. Sometimes, even if you do this, if you're weak, if you are petite, if you are um, disabled, you can't always do that twist to get yourself out, but you can stab the back of their hand. If you have this in your hand, you can stab the back of their hand if they're trying to grab your wrist to get control of you, to pull you into their car, to pull you out of your house, or to push, or anything like that. you can, because again, some people have very big hands. They have mitts, and they grab hold of you with their wrist, and you try to do this, and if you're not strong, and so yes, that's so it's not 10 o'clock yet. 10 o'clock is our quiet time. So yes, grabbing. Anyway, so we've got through the wrist. So yeah, you can stab them in the back of the hand with this pin. So I'm really into self-defense because I've been attacked a few times. Been attacked, been the subject of aggression. So I've gotten through quite a few of those attacks, and I recommend run if you can, because that way the less harm that happens to you is the better. So yeah, there is. Anyways, the link in the description. This is free. You just pay $6.99 shipping and handling. $6.99 shipping and handling gets this to you free. And again, you pull this out of your pocket, you lay it down in the tray, you walk through the metal detector, and they're none the wiser. And you have something, if somebody attacks you in the elevator on the way to the courtroom, if somebody, you're in the airport, someone grabs you on the way to the plane or whatever, or the way home from the plane, a lot of times parking garages is where people are attacked. So if you leave the airport, leave the plane, leaving the airport, you're getting into your car, you're in a parking garage, someone tries to attack you in the parking garage, you have a chance. You have a chance with this. So anyways, be safe. And so we're 7 minutes into the show, Saturday night, and it's almost, I can see from here. Hold on, I can't see too well with these. Hold on. Yeah, it's 8:59. The clock is all the way across the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen dining area. So yes, here we are. And let me see if I can get my train of thought. The train has left the station, and I think something for show and tell is my eyeball ring. I have my cool eyeball ring, and it looks like a dragon's eye, and it's like a costume jewelry. I just like to show off my rings for show and tell. Somebody asked me if I collect things, and I say, yeah, I collect rings also. I have a lot of rings because I think rings are pretty cool. They all have, they show if you're affiliated. They have certain purposes. Some rings, they are self-defense. They have like you can unscrew them and there's a spike there, or sometimes they hide poison. They have those special rings that you can unscrew and dump poison in to a drink, or sometimes it just signifies something. They say if you wear a ring on your pinky, that means you're affiliated, and if you wear pinky on this finger, it means that you're married. For the middle fingers, each finger has a reason why they wear a ring on that finger. So, anyways, this one means that I guess I'm part of the Dragon Corps or something like that. My little dragon ring. So, there we have it. We're about 10 minutes into the show. It's not quite 10 o'clock yet. So if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, so we're doing this. Not quite 10 o'clock, so yeah. Greetings, everybody. And So again, it's Saturday night. What are you doing on a Saturday night? Uh, Let me know in the comments. We wait for my somebody's getting ice, so we'll wait that out. It's kind of like a hotel room. You have that ice tray, or no, it's not an ice tray. It's an ice machine. Sometimes you got to go out of your room, down the stairs, and then you go down the stairs, and then you scoop out your ice. Yeah, it's kind of like that. We have an ice. Some people have ice makers in their freezer, and so there we go. We're all hunkered down now. It's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah. So there we go. I guess I've told one of my friends we have at least two personalities. I believe each person has at least two personalities. The one they are in public, and the one they are some special ops guy. He was a secret, no, not secret, secret service agent. I've been watching, like, sometimes people have this secret service agent, um, CIA, yeah, Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. A CIA guy sometimes comes on to these shows. Um, there are podcasts, and the guy talks about um, how there's their public life, their private life. What you want to immediately go for is their private life. There's their middle life. I think their public life, their middle life, and their private life. I think I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but what you want to do is get a rapport with the person and learn about their private life, like who they are in private, what do they know. Um, and I found it quite interesting. These Central Intelligence Agency guys. Some of them have their signia, like the Marine Corps has Semper Fi, or um, the what is it? The Navy has full steam ahead, or the Army is God. There's so many different um, declarations they have. God, my brother's in the Marine Corps. His is Semper Fi, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, and then anchors away, full steam ahead. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, something like that. God. And then one guy I knew, Navy SEAL, he said, "Hooyah, hooyah," or "hooah." It's their way to get through things. Hooah. And the Marine Corps, it's oorah. It's funny the similarity between the Marine Corps and the Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu, in I think it's in Afrikaan. It means children of heaven. Zulu, Shaka Zulu means children of heaven, and they, when the Brits came in to Africa, they fought against the Shaka Zulu, and or the Shaka Zulu tribe, and they have a shield and a spear, and when they use their short spear, they would say "Iqua," "Iqua." When they stab their enemy with that spear, they'd say "Iqua." So the Marines, when they stab with their bayonet, they say "Ooh, Ra." Their "ooh" is when they stab it, and "Ra" is when they're pulling it out. So "Ooh, Ra, Iqua." It's like a similarity there between warriors, and so I just thought, wow, that's pretty neat. Throughout history, like the Spartans had their phallus, um, or phallic, or, yeah, phallus, and one end of the phallus has the spear, and the back end has a spear also. So what they would do is they'd stab their enemy with one end of the phallus. Shaggy, do you need to go outside? Okay, come here. We'll take them all. Hold on a second. Come on, I thought I hit the button. Let's go. There is Shaggy, and he's going to go outside for just a moment. So he's kind of self-centered, so we'll take care of that now. And please have an intermission, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, and we'll be back. Listen to that music in your head, that song that's stuck in your head that you can't get out of your head. And I'll be back. It takes about a few minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes to get Shaggy out there into the yard. Again, he's kind of self-centered, so I could probably just take us with. Well, we'll take you with us, since it's facing me. We're going to get Shaggy on. That way, you won't be all alone. Let's turn this around so we can watch Shaggy be self-centered. And this is going to be interesting, guys and gals. Put this down. Get Shaggy out the door. I'm going to turn on the light. Here we go. We're off. We're going to go outside. It's going to be quite dark, but you can still hear me. Good Lord. I'm basically the only one home except for the roommate, and so here we are. We're going to go outside, see if we see any paranormal activity, any UFOs. So I'm sorry about this. Again, Shaggy's got to come outside for a moment. Maybe we can... Wow, we can't see anything out here except for the lights. So we're taking a walk outside. Go on, Shaggy. Do what you have to do. Oh, great. Come on. Take you out in the yard. This way. Come on, out here. So. Oh, wait. I got to flip this around. Now we can kind of see my my face. We're out here kind of like ghost hunters, and waiting for Shaggy to do what he must do, what nature says we must do. Pardon the pun. I got to keep this light is motion sensor. It's a motion light. So here we are in the dark. I hope you thank you for your patience. Again, we got to make, come on, light. The lighting, it's all about the lighting. And so what I'm going to do is patiently await my doggy so that my doggy can do his business, and we'll take him inside. I'll see if I can get some lighting from outside here. Hopefully I won't step in anything. There we go. We can kind of, there we are. Boy, it's dark out here. It's October, so you know what? We've got the October. Come on, Shaggy. You made a big deal about coming out here. I need to shine a light in my face. But, so I'm going to try going back here. You can hear my voice probably well enough. And you can see this is Halloween, so happy Halloween. I believe that the whole month of October is Halloween. And you can see my face until the motion sensor shuts off. So you can hear the crickets. I notice the crickets play all day. The crickets are making their noise all the time. So we only hear them at night, it seems, because it's quieter at night. And so we're 10 minutes into the show. We'll get back. Yeah. Try not to get annoyed at all these things that happen on our show. This is live. It's unplanned. We just got to wait for Shaggy. Let's see. Okay, now we're looking at, there we go. We'll just watch Shaggy. Can't even see Shaggy. Are you done? You finally want to come in? We'll see what's going on. back to my face in the darkness and get through the darkness. And so here we go. I'm sorry. Hope you got a chance. I hope you got a chance, Shaggy. Come on. So we're in again. There he is. Now you get a layout of my homestead. Oh, I gotta take this off. Let me take this off. Now you can roam about the cabin. You're free to roam about the cabin, Shaggy. Over to your bed or something like that. So, it's Saturday. I keep saying that, probably because I'm relieved it's Saturday. You know, we're getting into the weekend. I love and hate holidays because when something happens, you can never do anything because it's a holiday. Because it's a holiday, you can't do anything. I have a story to tell. I was visiting my mother at the hospital, and I get on the elevator. Somebody on the elevator um, asks me for directions to the parking area. Parking, where the parking is. And I give him directions, or I help him figure out where the parking area is, because I think it's the first time he was in the building. And after I helped him, he reached into his pocket and says, "Here, I want to give you, I have something for you," or something like that. "I want to give you something." And he gave me this cross, and it was the feeling I got from this guy. Sometimes the Bible says, be careful to entertain strangers because we entertain angels unaware. And I really felt like this guy was probably an angel who handed me this cross, because he didn't ask for a donation. He just said, "Here, I want to hand you something, or I want to give you something." And again, it was like a feeling. It was like, okay, when you get an epiphany or something dawns on you, that's kind of the feeling I got. And also the presence I felt when this guy just suddenly handed me this cross. It was like, hey, I might have encountered an angel unaware. So hopefully I'm talking loud enough to where you can hear me, because one of the full moon editions, the first full moon edition, I had to whisper because somebody was right next to me in the room, right next to me, so I didn't want to disturb him. So I kept my voice down like this. And so I think on the 29th of October is the full moon. I'm not sure. The 29th. See, we get two full moons. We get the night before the full moon and the night during the full moon. The night before the full moon at 12 o'clock, the moon becomes full. And then the next night at 12 o'clock, the moon starts to wane. They call it the waning gibbous. And I didn't know that. It was kind of neat. You get two full moon nights because, again, you start off with the waxing gibbous. That starts at midnight the first night, and then it ends midnight the following night. So you actually get two full moon nights. So what I like to do is the full moon night before, when it's the waxing gibbous, is when I do the full moon edition. So I think the 29th will be the next full moon edition. And so it's now 24 minutes into the show, and I think a lot of people are doing something on Saturday night. They're getting drunk. They're spending time with their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend. So that's probably why no one's logged on right now. Also, the time zones are quite drastic. 9 o'clock in the morning is later, much later in the day in the UK or in Australia, because Australia is down under, and in Australia they have they're on the south of the equator. Yeah, south of the equator. So the drain. I've noticed the drain. If you watch the water drain down the drain, it spins either, I think, counterclockwise, and on the north pole, northern equator of the north of the equator, it spins clockwise or something like that. I remember in Hawaii, when I was in Hawaii, whenever I watched the tub drain, the spiral would be, I believe, clockwise, and then here it's counterclockwise or something like that. But I found that interesting, how we're affected by the North Pole and the South Pole, how gravity affects water on the North Pole and on the South Pole. And they say the equinoxes, you can stand an egg on the end, on one end, because of the gravity during the equinoxes. Like, I guess the equinox is when, say, for example, the sun goes down at 7 p.m. It comes up at 7 a.m. Or no, that's the solstice. The solstice, and then I forget what the equinox. But I keep hearing about in high school they talked about the equinox, and they talked about how you can stand an egg on the end during an equinox, and so yeah. Other fun facts. I watched a video yesterday about it was a tornado. There was a white sport utility vehicle, and a tornado went by this vehicle, and a light post broke and fell over, but it didn't hit the car, or it didn't hit the sport utility vehicle. It was standing up. The light, yeah, the light post. The car was here, and the light post was here, and the light post fell when the tornado passed, and it fell like this next to the vehicle. Also, all the wind didn't damage the vehicle. It was like the vehicle was protected from the tornado, and that was pretty interesting. Then another video I saw was of a laser hitting a house. Just a laser beam came out of the sky and hit this house. I think I talked about this before. One guy was on a sidewalk. On the sidewalk, he was struck by lightning. He fell. He got back up again. I think you may have seen this video. You can Google it. You can see it on YouTube. It's nighttime. There's a thunderstorm, and the bolt of lightning hits the guy on top of the head, knocks him down. A few seconds later, he gets back up to walk, and another bolt of lightning strikes him on the top of the head and knocks him down. So that was it. And also there was a guy who was struck by lightning, I forget how many times, and after he died, a bolt of lightning struck his tombstone. Yeah, that morbid facts, morbid facts. And he talks about he was struck by lightning at least 5 times, and then a bolt of lightning came down and struck his tombstone. It's like, wow, that's. I guess some people are lightning rods. Because first of all, you're vertical. And lightning will hit the first thing that is before it hits the ground. So if you're standing up, if you're walking or standing, and that bolt of lightning is seeking its least resistance, its path of least resistance, and also the first thing to hit. You're standing, you're the first thing to hit. So I believe if there's a lightning storm, lay down. If somebody's standing next to you, lay down. They're more likely to get struck by the lightning than you are if you're laying down. They say the same thing about iguanas. I've heard of iguanas. There's a lot of iguanae in Florida. They say if an iguana feels threatened, it will run up something. So they say if you're around an iguana that's threatened, lay down on the ground because they will try to run up you if you're standing. I've heard that about iguana. You know, who was that? Crocodile Dundee. How do you like it, goanna? How do you like it, goanna? You know, I think that's the same thing, goanna. I think that's why they say iguana. And yeah, Crocodile Dundee was a very popular movie in the 80s. He's got a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And he pulls out that huge Bowie knife and cuts the guy's jacket. That was very iconic back in the 80s. That's not a knife. This is a knife. So, what do you remember? What movies do you remember the most? I remember also Superman 2. One of the three villains that got out of the... What's out there, Shaggy? He's looking at the door like there's some kind of paranormal activity. Watch this. See, look at that. He sees something. Shaggy's looking at something. He's kind of looking at the hallway. Look at that. Slapped ham. This is Kellen. This is Callan. Thank you for watching Slapped Ham. Pooh! I like how at the end of his videos, he always looks like he's taking off. You should watch Slapped Ham. They have a lot of interesting paranormal videos. I'm Kellen and this is Slapped Ham. Here's an anomaly. It's a chair moving all on its own. And he says, yeah, okay, he's laying down now. He's chilling. He likes to lay on the ground when he's really hot, or not the ground, the floor, the hardwood floor, because it cools him off. And I'm Kellen, and this is Slapped Ham. Tonight's video, we see a chair moving all on its own. I like how he goes, pooh! I like humor. I always like humor. 30 minutes into the show. Oh, look, he's getting into his bed. Aw, Shaggy. Here we go. We got it. This is Shaggy time. We call this Shaggy time. Look at that. How he's just so comfortable. He's putting his chin up. Aw. I hear he's a Bouchon and Dotson mix. So yeah, there he goes. Here's our cute moment. He's got his little toys over there. Maybe he's just too demanding. Maybe he's got to go outside. All right. Hopefully this is interesting. We got to take the dog out for a walk so he can go poo. You know what? My Full Moon Edition got 30 views. 30 views, which is a lot for my live streams, or live streams. So I'm doing what I can with what I got. Some people think I'm going somewhere. So if you have a long attention span and you're real patient, you might get something out of these videos. Because most of the time I make shorts, because if you don't make a short, you're not going to get seen on YouTube. I've noticed that. If you don't make a short, you're least likely to be seen. Unless people know about your videos. Because it used to be just videos. All videos. And then this TikTok idea came out. So now a lot of people rush to those shorts. Those TikTok shorts. And So I make a lot of those, and then I use the shorts to tell people about the live feeds or the live streams, and that's how I get seen. I've been told I have a pretty good singing voice. So I made a couple of song videos. There's what movie is that from, and then who sings that song. That's another one of the videos. And lately they're telling me I have a good singing voice. So here's a fun fact. One of my cousins, she shares the same birthday I do. That's interesting. So on June 18th, I'm celebrating my birthday, and then I think of my cousin. Hey, she's celebrating her birthday too. And who else? Paul McCartney is also June 18th. So it's like one time I said I share a birthday with Paul McCartney, and she was so unimpressed. I don't think she knew who the Beatles were, and that's funny when how things are count anticlimactic when you think you're going to get a big response and then you get a okay. Oh, one thing I've heard, if you have somebody like in your family or somebody you know who yells at you, who tries to pick a verbal argument with you, pick a fight with you verbally, uh, she told me there is a method called gray rock. Gray rock. Okay, if somebody starts trying to get you into a verbal, like a verbal confrontation, you just you just sit there unresponsive and go, okay, okay, and it diffuses the situation. So I noticed one of my brothers are like that. He'll keep he'll keep pushing on a subject, pushing on a like something I had said years ago, or something that he doesn't agree with. Most of the time, it's something he doesn't agree with, or thinks is stupid. If he thinks something is stupid, or if he doesn't agree with something, he'll keep pushing that issue until we're having an argument and getting flustered. We've sat in a mall one time. We were in a mall food court, and he was doing that, and I watched a girl across from me look at me like, "Are you okay?" And it's like that's how aggressive this guy, my brother, gets. And so I've learned this from one of my friends. She had a narcissistic husband, and whenever he got started leaning into her, she said, "Do gray rock. Have you heard of gray rock?" And she said, literally, take a gray rock or a pebble and put it in your pocket. And whenever somebody starts leaning into you, verbally, abusively, um, you just reach into your pocket and hold that rock in your hand and just remember gray rock the whole time because you're trying to keep your composure. You're trying not to get angry yourself. You're trying not to get flustered yourself. You just sit there and show no expression and just go, uh-huh, okay, uh-huh. And then it really drives them crazy. Somebody who has a narcissistic tendency to pick at you, to judge you, to um, to make you explain yourself to them, just start going, uh-huh, okay, no expression. Because if you start getting flustered, if you start getting angry, that's what they want. I think Sun Tzu, The Art of War, said if your enemy can make you angry, they control you. Your enemy is already won because if they can make you angry, they control you. And that makes so much sense. And it's true because if you make somebody angry, they control you. They're doing things to affect your emotions. So don't allow that to happen. Just do gray rock. Uh-huh. Okay. It's hard to do. I guess you just have to practice it. Like sit there, a rock in your pocket, and put your hand on that rock and just start going, okay. Show no emotion. Don't be affected either way. You're just neutral the whole time. And just say, uh-huh, okay, all right. no matter how you just want to explode. So, anyways, fun fact. Yeah, something you do, something you can do if somebody is trying to lean into you, trying to judge you and make you upset and flustered, just go do the gray rock. So, I think I explained that enough. It's 40 minutes. So, yeah, that full moon edition got a whopping 30 views. Some of them only get 4 views. Some of them only get like 13 views. And hopefully this time next year I'll have a lot more views. So yeah, tell your friends. Tell your friends about my shows. I'm going to have Blues Monday. Blues Monday. I'll have my harmonica. I'll have my blues hat and sunglasses. And we will chase away the blues on Monday because I think people get blue on Monday. And then we're going to have somebody suggested Sunday. It was Sunny Day Sunday. So we can have Sunny Day Sunday. If I can, if weather permits, on Sunday, we can sit outside and enjoy Sunny Day Sunday. And I thought of Top Hat Friday. So we already had Top Hat Friday. If you look at the video before this one, Top Hat Friday, and then we'll have Blues Monday, where we chase away the blues. And so I think that's what I'll leave you with. It's like 42 minutes into the show. I usually try to keep this an hour long because I've noticed too long kind of gets boring, kind of run out of stuff, unless you have something really interesting. Um, yeah, so around 1 hour, that's how long my shows are going to be. I'll do it right in front of this this china cabinet. I'm using the dining area as my studio now. Maybe in the future I'll get a spare room to to operate from. I'll have a backdrop and and have maybe a desk so that someone can sit with me at the desk, like a couple of reporters, and I can have a Q&A with my guest. Again, I'm still seeking guests, and oh, the Grimm Collective. They live here in Georgia. If you've ever watched, look up the Grimm, yeah, the Grimm Collective. I guess their last names are Grimm, and they go to uh, haunted cemeteries. They go to filming locations, and again, they're called the Grimm Collective. They live here in Georgia, from what I understand, and I extended an invitation to them. Maybe I'll have them on, and also Meili. Meili is a guitarist slash musician, songwriter, guitarist, songwriter. I extended an invitation to her, Meili. You probably know her. Just look up Meili and like Meili Kalikimaka. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's what I think of for for Mele. Uh, she's a singer. I believe she hails from Canada, and I extended an invitation to her. And I'm looking for other people on YouTube that want to do shows with me. That way, I'll be promoting them, and they'll be in a way promoting me, and I'll learn how to interview. Do like Jimmy Fallon and who is it? Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Who else? David Letterman. You know how they have a guest come onto their show, and they just talk about things and entertain, keep people watching, and so then that's what one of my plans are, is to get a guest on, so that, just for you, and so yeah, hopefully people will be watching the show, and we're 45 minutes, so that's the better part of an hour. So again, get yourself one of these pins. I carried mine today when I went to visit my mom. Uh, she had, yeah, I had this with me, And I was thinking, man, this is such a good thing to have, because there's sometimes where I feel uncomfortable in a situation. I go, man, I really wish I had something to use as a weapon. And this is what you'd have, because it's this particular one has a flat end. You put your thumb over the flat end, and you hold it like this, and don't drop it. You hold like this, and you use it to pry yourself out of holes. You use it to like stab stab them on the legs, stab them anywhere on the body where this thing lands. It's going to cause pain, and you don't have to be 6'2". You don't have to be, you know, very, you don't have to have a Schwarzenegger physique. All you have to have is this, and you can get some business. You know, you can get yourself free from an attack. You can keep somebody at bay with this, because, yeah, anywhere on the body this thing hits, no matter how big they are, they're gonna feel it, and you'll at least be able to create a distance from you and your attacker. Distance is a lot plays a big role in martial arts, self-defense, combat. You know, if you can know how far somebody is, you can know what they're capable of doing, whether they can kick you, whether they can punch you, grapple you, um, throw something at you. So, yeah, it's all about that. It's all about having something. Again, pepper spray might not work in the rain. Pepper spray, if it's windy, it might blow on you. Stun guns, hope that you have a good battery in the stun gun. And also, some stun guns, if they grab it out of your hand, they can shock you with it. Uh, or you can wind up shocking you and your attacker. Because I did this with quarters. I used to sell stun guns. I think I'll get back into that. Uh, the, the stun gun, you could put two quarters next to each other, and you can see the arc jump between the two quarters. So imagine you're trying to shock somebody else, and that arc gets you too. So that's another thing about, and also the keys, you put your keys in between your hands, like, or in between your fingers like this. Your fingers might get cut. Your own fingers can get cut trying to defend yourself. And if you punch and you hit something like a belt buckle, you hit something like somebody's leather jacket, somebody's thick jacket. Um, so yeah, this is live. Let me see if this thing is even turned on. Let's see. Your live chat. Maybe somebody's been trying to chat with me all this time, because I did that last time. There was another live stream I was doing, and they were chatting, and I couldn't see what they were chatting or what they were at. So maybe I am flying solo tonight. So again, the link in the description. Get yourself one of these, because there's so many advantages. Um, Break it open your box. You get a package from from Amazon. You can use this to get into the package if you don't have a knife. You can again, man, get yourself out of a chokehold, out of a rear chokehold, out of a wrist grab, and just if they're trying to punch or kick you, if somebody tries to kick you, you can get them in the leg with this. You can somebody tries to punch you, you know, they can wind up punching this instead of you. Imagine punching that. That would hurt, man. Somebody tries to punch you, and you just hold it up like this, and they wind up punching. You can direct this, like a boxer, like a martial artist, like the Thai boxers, hold it up like this, and if they try to punch, you can just hold it there, and they'll punch this instead of you. So anyway, it's a lot of ideas. You can probably watch videos about how to use this. So with that, I leave you, and auf Wiedersehen, do svidania, au revoir. Anyway, have a good night.